Let me guess something about you. Your income isn't terrible. You're not reckless with money. You don't buy luxury cars or designer clothes every weekend. And yet, your bank account somehow looks like it's constantly recovering from a small financial disaster. You get paid. For a brief moment, everything feels fine. Then a few days pass. Bills appear, subscriptions get charged, you buy a few things online, and suddenly your balance drops much faster than expected. Then the thought appears, I just need to make more money. But here's the strange part. Millions of people already did that. They got raises, they switched jobs, their income increased, and somehow they still feel broke. So today we're going to talk about a financial problem that almost nobody explains clearly, a problem that quietly drains money from people who should technically be doing fine. And once you see it, you'll never look at your spending the same way again. The financial illusion everyone believes. Most people believe something very simple. More income equals better finances. It sounds obvious, but in real life, the relationship between income and financial security is surprisingly weak. There are people earning modest salaries who slowly build savings, investments, and stability. And there are people earning six figures who live paycheck to paycheck. How is that possible? Because money doesn't disappear through one giant mistake. It disappears through hundreds of tiny decisions that feel completely harmless. Small purchases, convenient subscriptions, little upgrades, daily habits. Individually, they seem insignificant, but together they create something powerful, a lifestyle that quietly consumes everything you earn. And the most dangerous part? It doesn't feel like overspending. It feels normal. The silent drain on your bank account. Imagine pouring water into a bucket, but the bucket has small holes in the bottom. Not one big hole, dozens of tiny ones. At first, you barely notice. Water enters, water leaves. Everything seems stable. But over time, the bucket never fills. That's exactly how modern spending works. Your income enters your financial system, and then it quietly flows out through dozens of small channels: rent, utilities, subscriptions, food, transportation, impulse purchases, delivery fees, entertainment, convenience services. Individually, they seem harmless, but together they become powerful enough to prevent financial progress. And the scary part is, most people never stop to measure how big those holes actually are. The $20 per day problem. Here's a number that surprises many people. $20. That's it. Just $20 per day. For many people, that amount feels tiny. Coffee in the morning, lunch somewhere nearby, maybe a snack, maybe a quick online purchase. $20 disappears without much thought. But let's look at what happens over time. $20 per day equals about $600 per month. That's $7,300 per year. In over 10 years, that's more than $73,000. $73,000 from spending that barely felt noticeable. This is the power of small, repeated spending. Our brains treat each purchase as a separate event, but financially, they accumulate into massive numbers over time. The convenience economy. Modern technology has made spending incredibly easy, and convenience has become one of the most powerful forces shaping our financial behavior. Think about how different spending used to be. You had cash. Once it was gone, it was gone. You had to physically go to stores. You had to think before buying. Today, spending requires almost zero effort. Tap a card, click a button, confirm with your phone. Money leaves your account in seconds. Food arrives at your door. Products arrive the next day. Entertainment starts instantly. Convenience is amazing, but convenience also removes the natural barriers that once protected people from overspending. When spending requires no effort, it happens more often. And when it happens more often, it slowly becomes a habit. The subscription explosion. Now let's talk about one of the most underestimated financial trends of the last decade: subscriptions. Companies love subscriptions because they transform customers into predictable revenue streams. Instead of convincing you to buy something once, they convince you to pay forever. Streaming platforms, music apps, cloud storage, software, fitness programs, gaming services, delivery memberships, productivity tools. Individually, they seem cheap, $10, $12, maybe $15. But the average person now has multiple subscriptions active at the same time. 5 subscriptions, 8 subscriptions, sometimes even 15. When those payments combine, something interesting happens. What looked like tiny expenses suddenly becomes a significant monthly bill. $100, $200, sometimes more. And because the payments are automatic, people rarely question them. They simply become part of life. The raise that changed nothing. Now let's talk about something even more fascinating: raises. Most people believe that earning more money will automatically fix financial stress, but something strange often happens after income increases. Expenses rise too. This phenomenon is called lifestyle inflation, and it's incredibly common. Imagine someone named Alex. At 23 years old, Alex earns $40,000 per year. Life is simple: small apartment, basic furniture, affordable habits. A few years later, Alex gets a promotion. Now the salary is $60,000. Things improve. Alex moves into a nicer apartment, upgrades the phone, starts eating out more often. Nothing extreme, just small improvements. Then another promotion arrives. Now Alex earns $85,000, so Alex upgrades again. Better vacations, better furniture, more convenience services. Before long, something surprising happens. Alex earns twice as much as before, but financial stress still exists. Why? Because the lifestyle expanded to match the income. The extra money didn't create freedom, it simply funded a more expensive version of normal life. The psychology of spending. To really understand this problem, we need to talk about how the human brain works, because spending decisions are rarely logical, they're emotional. Our brains are wired to prioritize immediate rewards. If something makes us feel good right now, we want it. Coffee today feels real. Saving money for 10 years from now feels abstract. Online shopping gives instant satisfaction. Investing requires patience. Delivery food solves hunger immediately. Cooking saves money but requires effort. So our brain naturally chooses convenience and instant reward. Companies understand this extremely well. That's why modern products are designed to be frictionless. The easier spending becomes, the more often it happens. And the more often it happens, the more money quietly leaves your life. The financial drift problem. Here's a financial danger that people rarely talk about. It's called financial drift. Financial drift happens when someone moves through life without clear financial direction. They earn money, they spend money, they repeat the cycle. Years pass, but their financial position barely improves. Not because they made terrible decisions, but because they never built a system that intentionally moves money toward the future. Financial drift feels comfortable in the moment, but it becomes frightening when time suddenly moves forward. Many people wake up in their 40s or 50s realizing something unexpected. They worked hard for decades, but they never built the financial stability they assumed would happen naturally. The moment of awareness. The turning point for many people happens when they finally look closely at their financial behavior, not their income, their behavior. They review their spending, they calculate patterns, and they discover something surprising. Money wasn't disappearing randomly, it was flowing predictably into habits, subscriptions, convenience spending, daily routines, small upgrades. Once people see those patterns clearly, they gain something powerful: control.
And control changes everything. The first fix: track reality. The first step toward financial improvement isn't budgeting, it's awareness. Most people guess where their money goes, but guessing is inaccurate. The real solution is tracking. Look at your last 30 days of spending, not emotionally, just objectively. Where did the money go? Food, subscriptions, shopping, transportation? Once the numbers become visible, patterns appear immediately, and patterns are easier to change than mysteries. The second fix: design your spending. After awareness comes design. Instead of letting money flow randomly, you decide where it should go. What actually matters to you? Travel, experiences, comfort, freedom? Your spending should support those priorities. Everything else can shrink. Intentional spending doesn't eliminate enjoyment, it focuses enjoyment. The third fix, automate your future. One of the most powerful financial habits is automation. Instead of saving money at the end of the month, you save at the beginning. As soon as income arrives, a portion moves automatically into savings or investments. You never see it, you never spend it, and over time, it quietly builds financial security. Automation works because it removes the need for constant discipline. Your system works even when your motivation disappears. The fourth fix, slow down spending. Modern spending happens extremely fast. If you want control, slow it down. Create rules like wait 24 hours before non-essential purchases, remove saved payment methods from online stores, cancel subscriptions you don't actively use. These small barriers create thinking space, and thinking space prevents impulsive decisions. The long game. Financial stability rarely comes from one huge breakthrough. It comes from small habits repeated for years. Saving a little, spending intentionally, avoiding lifestyle inflation, building systems that support your future. None of these changes feel dramatic at first, but over time, they create enormous differences. Because money compounds and habits compound too. Final thought. Most people think financial success belongs to people who earn extraordinary amounts of money, but in reality, financial stability belongs to people who understand how money flows through their lives. They see the invisible habits, they control the small leaks, and they build systems that slowly move money toward their future. Once you understand that, your financial life stops feeling random and starts feeling predictable. CTA. If this video made you think about your spending habits, try one simple experiment today. Open your banking app, look at your last 30 days of transactions. Not to criticize yourself, just to observe, because awareness is the moment where financial change begins. And if you want more videos about money, psychology, and building real financial stability, subscribe to the channel, because understanding money is one of the most valuable skills you can develop, and the sooner you learn it,